Say something.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. My sound, I didn't think my sound was working. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, I got on this hot hair. I'm
You
in
should have
between hairdos, so I had to just, you know,
you
put
should
on
have
my hair
taken
hat.
you should have taken the cooler hair option.
I know, right? Ooh, Lord. Where our friends at? What they
I,
doing?
I have no idea. Hold on 1 second though.
Okay.
I gotta adjust something.
Is my camera is shaky, and I'm not understanding why.
That helped very little. Oh, I know why. Hold on. All right, let's see if that makes a difference. There we go. It's a little different.
There you go.
Yeah,
I I,
we
I
are.
can I can barely see you though. You look like you hiding in the dark.
Hey man, New Year's bring on new pressure. You heard? So listen, man. I got a couple people hunting for my head, man. I got to look out for number one.
You
So
know
you
what? A whole mess.
so you hiding. You hiding. I hear.
Them folk gonna find you, so go turn yourself in.
All right, what about now?
Oh yeah, okay. Lights, camera, action.
There you go. We said
Mm-hmm.
that.
Right. You know, I was just talking, man. I don't hide for nobody.
I don't know where the great CC is. So I guess y'all want to just go ahead and get it kicked off, and we'll see if she show up.
Sure.
All right. So kicking y'all to the back, and we'll get this. Hold on 1 second. Make sure. Okay. She ain't messaged me. All right. Sending y'all to the back. A little dark for my taste, but we'll do it anyway. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? And one more time. What up, man? What's good, man? You know what it is. It's Thursday night, 8 p.m. each and every Thursday. Well, let me start over, man. Actually, happy 2023, man. It's the new year. So this is the first Thursday that we're doing the IModelBooth Podcast for 2023, man. So if you're lucky enough to make it into the new year with us and you're still rocking with us, man, definitely appreciate you on that. But listen, man, this is your boy Theo, Mr. IModelBooth. Definitely, man. I hope everybody's holidays were great, man. Me personally, it was good, but we'll get into all that in a second, man. Let me go ahead and bring up the crew, man. The homie CC is gonna check in with us, I think, a little bit later. But for right now, man, let me bring my other co-hosts up. So Shade Queen was first one in the building. What up, Shade?
What up, Theo? Happy New Year to you and to everybody watching.
Hey, happy New Year, man. Talk to him for the new year though.
Hey, listen, 2023 is already off to a great start. I brought it in Destin, Florida, so I had a good time. I mean, it was a little cool, but really excited and excited to talk about these new topics. Glad to be back with my brothers and my sister when she gets here, talking about all these crazy things that are going on. A lot has happened in just these past couple of days in the new year, so I'm excited. Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, man, my bad. Technical difficulty. 2023, man. I was just agreeing with you. It's already off to a bang, man. We off and running in this thing. But let me bring up my other co-host, man. The homie CC just checked in. She'll be through in a second, man. She might have a surprise or two with us, so we're gonna check that out once she roll through. But got my man in the back, man. Matt, what up?
Yo, man, you already know what it do around here, homie. Uh, Absolutely, man. I agree with everything, man. 2023. So it's another year, right? That we
Mhm.
can top off and make a better year. We
There it
should
is.
excel every single year, and so it's just another chance for us to do that. So I'm
Yeah.
happy we made it.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely. But you using all up your words before you got on the big screen, man. Do something different.
All right. Listen, man. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy MAC in the building, man. Like I always am. We doing big things popping, little things stopping, all this whole year. You heard? You already know it's Brainstorm Productions, it's DUG Entertainment. Uh, and it's always good to get that vibe back with my fam right here, man. I know we shut y'all down for a little bit, but it's more to come. So be ready for it.
That is, man. We had to power up and re-energize for the holidays, just like everybody else, man. But we back to the grind, man. Each and every Thursday, you can definitely come check us out, man. So check it out. If you're watching us right now through the Roundtable Music Facebook group, we definitely appreciate you, man. If you're actually checking us out because somebody was generous enough to share this link, man, come join the group, man. We got a lot of dope stuff, a lot of great stuff that's coming up this year, man. So stay tuned. We're definitely gracious for everything that happened during 2022, but we're doing it, a little different, a little bigger this year. So definitely keep your eye out for the stuff that we're gonna bring to you. But yeah, man. So everybody's holidays was good, man. New Year's was good.
Yes, it was. Go dogs. And I did
Hey,
say dogs because I'm a Georgia
Oh,
girl.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We like to have a slight heart attack right there.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Dogs pull through, man. That's what we
Dog
Hey.
do.
nation all day.
So
Yeah.
listen, man, I'm glad y'all brought that up, man. Definitely the dogs have done their thing, man. We're looking forward to the next matchup with TCU for the national championship, man. Dogs got a chance to go back to back. Something crazy, man. Like when you think about all the Alabama runs, you think about the Clemson runs, you ain't seen no back to back. So to be able to pull off some of this stuff that's going down right now is crazy, especially with so many people going to the league out of the dogs, man. So shout out to them. But let's talk about that game real quick. Let's actually, I want to talk about real quick, Mac. I know you got an agenda for us, but let's talk about the college playoff for just a hot second, man. How many points were scored in the college playoffs? Like,
It it it
what
def
was that?
it yeah, it was definitely it had to be ever since the college playoffs started and you got the four top teams, this had to be number one on the point scored list.
Mhm.
It was ridiculous. It's like nobody played defense
No.
uh at all.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this: Georgia didn't play no defense, not for
No.
real. Like
No.
if you look at it, they giving CJ Stroud so much hype, and the young man did his thing. I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
definitely a talent, man. And I'm excited to see what he can do at the next level. Because those those Ohio quarterbacks don't really be working out, but your boy Justin is paving the way, so maybe it's gonna be a little bit different. But Stroud is the amazing talent, man. But he was throwing to wide open receivers. The receivers was catching the ball and stepping out of bounds. Like I'm not even gonna take a hit this whole game. So that whole thing was just kind of crazy to see the DBs play off them so hard. And that's probably one of the reasons why you saw the scores run up like you saw. Like it was just it was a phenomenal scoring weekend, for TV ratings. Let me say it that way because people like to
Yeah.
see the points. People
Yeah.
like to
I
see the
think
points.
that's what I thought. And for back-to-back games like that, it was like it I'm not gonna be a conspiracy theorist, but it was like, is this for TV? Because these are like basketball scores. You don't see 40 something points. football. That's not 2 games. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like,
Yeah.
Hey,
It was almost like an all-star game.
it was.
Yeah.
Where nobody's gonna play defense and we just here for the highlights.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to get hurt. We're just kind of, but
so did we get
Georgia can't do that for the championship.
Did we get a preview of the upcoming Pro Bowl new format since they switching to flag football? Is that what they were playing and we just didn't see the flags? Is that how it went down? Because again, man, them boys was catching the ball just stepping straight out of bounds like they wasn't even dusty except for that.
They were like,
pop.
I'm too cute to get hit. I don't have time for that today.
Hey, but
you're right though. It was one good pop. And everybody else jersey was crispy clean after the game.
Yes. But
it was. But man, listen, hats off to Michigan and Ohio State for making it as far as they did, man. I had some problems with how the matchups kind of went out. I don't think we should have been playing Ohio State. I thought it should have been something different, but I get it. They didn't want to see a Michigan-Ohio State rematch. So we handled business against what I feel was the best team out of the 4 that wasn't with the Georgia logo on their jersey. So, I'm looking forward to this game with TCU. I think definitely we're going to go in there and do some damage on them.
I think we're going to smoke TCU, man.
But just so we know, everybody will know, we're going to act a little different. Okay, if we win it, we gonna act different. So go ahead and be prepared for the shade, the meme, all of it. We gonna act up. We don't know when this is gonna happen again. So go on, prepare yourself. Log off, whatever you gotta do.
We're gonna get obnoxious like those Alabama fans.
Yes, absolutely. I'm ready. Shirt, and gloves, and scarf. I'm gonna have it all.
But listen, man. But yeah, now dope football, man. I'm saying we're gonna beat the brakes off of TCU. I feel confident that we'll win. Especially, hopefully, Stetson got the message from Kirby's after the game public blasting that he did for him. Like, we'll win as long as this dude just follows the game plan and do like he coached. So if he does that, I think we'll win. If you get on ESPN saying that type of stuff, I'm pretty sure the quarterback heard you. So
man,
it was necessary shade.
Yeah, he gave it to him.
Absolutely, I feel for that dude life, man. I don't know if he's in real deep with some bad people right now, because he tried everything in his body to try to throw that game, and it didn't work out, Stetson. So
you know what I think it is? I think he underestimated them. I think that they have to understand that everybody's gunning for them. They have something to prove. These people were hungry, and I just don't think that he was in the right mind space. I just don't.
I don't. He made bad decisions. I don't think you make bad decisions because you underestimate somebody. Like that pick that he threw, he did the Jim Jones balling and just lobbed the ball up for like 11 yards. Like, don't make that. My son know not to make that play. You know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, you don't think that in a little way I think he was just a little bit off. I think that those first 2.
He's a little bit off, yes.
No, I'm saying when those boys were up as they were, because I think I'm foggy. I don't know if it was like the first quarter they were up by like 20 points or something. I think that kind of was like,
it wasn't that far, but yeah, they were pretty much up every time they got up on us.
Yeah, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean, they got up 14 twice on us.
14, okay, 14. I'm sorry. So it's kind of like maybe he was tripping. Maybe he was a little bit too much in his head. I don't know. He can't bring that. Prayers and blessings. I want to act different. So get your mind right, son. Get your mind right.
So she says, "New year, new me" is what I'm hearing out of the Shade Queen. A whole new level of shadiness. Go ahead and get ready for that. But yeah, a couple different ways we can go, man. I know we got some football related stuff, Mac. We got some new year, new me stuff going. So give us a rundown real quick, man. We probably should have did this at the beginning of the show. And kind of going forward, we want to give people a little bit of a synopsis of what we're going to get into for today's episode. So real quick, Mac, run the topics down that you have chosen for us for this evening, brother.
Okay. So we definitely got to get into a serious conversation about the dude Damar Hamlin from the
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills,
Okay.
and just how real football can turn into, right? And it can
Okay.
be a violent game sometimes.
I
Mhm.
got you. Give me a list real quick, and then we'll get into that tomorrow because we'll stay on football for a quick second. But what else we got?
Okay. And then we got New Year's resolutions, right? So do you have one? And if you do you think they even work? Do people stick to them?
Hmm.
So
Okay.
we gonna do that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then we gonna jump back in the past a little bit, right?
Okay.
And so you see yourself now in today's age, but if you can talk to your younger self, what would you tell that brother or sister to
Run.
be a better person today? So that's the rundown we gonna do today.
Bet. Listen, man, I'm smiling right now, but let's make it a little serious for a second, man. Let's stay on football. You brought up, everybody's homie, and I'm not saying that to be sarcastic in any type of way, man. Everybody's showing a lot of love to the boy Damar Hamlin, man. For unless you've been on a rock, everybody know that Monday Night Football, the big juggernaut that it is, was shut down recently in an unprecedented type of situation. Not unprecedented as far as what the player went through, but as far as that particular platform and that big of a stage, how big Monday Night Football has gotten for it to be shut down like that. When Damar Hamlin was making a tackle in the first quarter, stood up and collapsed. He had to be resuscitated at some point. So shout out to the emergency staff on hand, man. Without them, it would have been way more serious than it is. He was subsequently rushed out of the stadium, taken to the emergency care facilities. And the coach decided, of the Bills decided that really getting with the other coach and the refs and of course confirmed with the league that the game couldn't continue because it was of that magnitude that you had players crying and everything on the sideline, man. So give me y'all thoughts before. I got a couple questions, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts, just raw thoughts on the whole situation.
Well, I I did not see it, and I refused to rewatch it as a habit. My husband was actually harmed in high school playing football, so watching injuries is kind of traumatic. So we don't usually watch them, but I knew it was serious because everybody was, sharing things online.
Hmm.
Everybody was saying pray for him, and as things were coming in, I started getting invested and looking and like, oh God, is he okay? What's going on? I personally, of course, I went into prayer because that's my belief, but I was really impressed with the fact that it wasn't about big business for a moment. It seemed like the humanity of people came back and people were like, look, we're not about to continue this game. Do you see what just happened? So I was really proud that they made that decision. That was, I thought that was really cool. I haven't in my time watching football. Maybe there has been something that bad. I don't remember recently seeing anyone collapse that way or
No,
to
not
that
ever.
magnitude. I've seen people get harmed or having injuries, but this also was sobering to me because it reminded me of how violent this sport is. And every time these boys go out, or these young men or these men go out on a
Hmm.
field, they're kind of like modern day gladiators. They really are putting their life on the line for our entertainment. So that's sobering to me. And of course my prayers are with him and his family, but my heart just really went out to him and his family, his loved ones, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know if it's
Yeah.
going to be a last game. It was just it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was an emotional. I won't even say roller coaster, man. That thing just kept going up, and then it was a cliffhanger
Hmm.
at the end. Good news is that they are saying that he's been a little responsive, more brain activity, lungs are getting better. And that kind of came out, I think, earlier today, this morning, as far as an update on him. So there's definitely some positivity there as well. A lot of talk has been about his GoFundMe account. So he has a GoFundMe account for his foundation, and I think they had I don't get me the line. I don't recall what the exact mission statement or group that they were trying to help. But he has a GoFundMe, which is a charitable organization. Well, excuse me, he has a GoFundMe for his foundation, which is a charitable foundation. So a lot of people thinking that money is going to go to him, but I don't know how that works in this particular sense. Traditionally, I know the answer is definitely no. But if it becomes something where the young man can't play football again or anything like that, I don't know if those terms kind of change if it's dissolved. So that's going to be another little kind of wrinkle for him to watch as we hope that he makes a full recovery and gets back to being a functioning person. Whether he can ever play again on the field, I don't know what type of time frame that is. Obviously, we just want to make sure he can breathe, walk, talk, and all that good stuff first, which is everybody hopes and prayers before anybody's really praying to the football gods in this particular situation, I believe. But yeah, the whole thing was crazy, man. There's never been anything like that on TV that I've ever seen. But I think they did the right thing. It was interesting, man. Coach Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if you guys peeped it or saw in the videos, man. He had tears in his eyes. He was definitely emotionally affected. You had, Stephon Diggs was visually on camera crying, and some of his other teammates, were just shaking up. And Sean McDermott, I guess at some point, he said later when he walked across the field to meet up with Cincinnati coach Zach Taylor, he told him, "I have to go to the hospital and be by his side." So I think that was shows a lot to the family side of that team culture that they have going in Buffalo and probably in a lot of locker rooms, right? But for that to be his player, I think he really stepped up and fought for the right thing at that point.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, I think it also with the NFL implementing all the protocols and the safety things and trying to I guess the research that they're doing on concussions and all the other things that can go on as a result of that, I appreciate it. But it still just goes to show you that at any time things can happen. People go into cardiac arrest. You get hit the wrong way. You may not even think it's going to be that big of a deal, and somebody just passes out. It's happening in high school.
It's scary.
It's happening in high school. It's happening a lot more. So it really gives me pause. I did let my boys play football last year. For the first time. They didn't play this year because they didn't really enjoy it that much, like hitting one another. And as a mother, I'm gonna be, oh, I don't want anybody to hurt my boys. But I thought about it. I was like, I understand that it's okay not to want to run into somebody and knock the hell out of them. Like it made sense to me. But then their father played it, and I've known several people like you guys played football, so I don't know. It just made me wonder how this is going to impact the game. And people, are they still going to be able to just accept the fact that, it's a danger? Or is there really something that we can do to make the game safer? I don't know that we can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question either. Jewel, I see you in the back, Shorty. We'll get you up in 1 second. But the crazy part, I know you said you didn't see the hit, Shay. I know Mac and I saw the hit, and we'll get Jewel up in a second, get her to give a little intro and weigh in on it. But it wasn't the type of hit that you might be expecting to see.
Okay.
It was a very randomly routine hit.
Okay.
It wasn't hard. He went to the ground and literally just rolled and sprung back up. And just hopped up just as players do all the time. And then he just went straight backwards with his arms kind of locked. And that was when it started to get really scary.
Yeah.
But literally before that moment when he fell back, nobody realized or thought that it would even go that way. I know a couple specialists have been on TV saying that, cardiologists speaking and saying he probably got hit between rhythms type of situation, and it was a freak accident, but it was scary. It was real scary for real.
Yeah, but thinking about the fact, like you said, a freak accident, and you think about these athletes, they're in tip top shape. So I'm like, well, let me not get my big butt out there. I fell out. I mean, I'm not trying to make light of it, but
right.
These are
but that's somebody in tip top shape over here and somebody in tip top shape over there. So, like, nobody is at a disadvantage.
No, so
you
it's
know
like,
what I mean?
Things happen.
Yeah,
it's scary.
It was crazy. What up, Jewel? Jewel, you can't hear us?
Jay, where you at?
She moved in slow motion. She moved in slow motion. I think we might have some technical
difficulties. There she go.
She don't hear us. She don't see us. She's just smiling. There you go. There you go. Jewel, we can't hear you though. You're not on mute on this side.
No, I'm not on mute.
Jewel, like.
Oh, okay.
Jewel, like she grubbing over there, man. What we eating on?
Cookies.
Okay.
All right.
Bringing in the New Year's on sweets. I feel you. I feel you, shout it.
Okay, so the computer was lagging, so I just got off the computer and just went to.
I feel you. Happy New Year, though.
What's up?
Real quick before we get back into the conversation, man. I'm a big screen you real quick, Jewel. Shout yourself out.
What's going on, everybody? It's been a long time since I seen y'all's face and y'all seen mine, but I am here. Happy New Year. Much love to everybody. I hope you've been warm, safe, and prosperous, and that you have plans for this year being a bigger and better year than the last. And forget about the resolutions. Just keep plugging at the plan. How about y'all do that? And then we could call ourselves blessed. Bam.
I like the intro, but you're hating on our topics, Jewel. You already came in.
Right. Yeah, because we're
she just shaded my topic like my topic ain't nothing.
Right. We definitely ain't gonna talk about resolutions.
Yes, we are. We getting into it.
Yeah.
Jewel,
so you gotta pull that out you. Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Jewel said, "Don't listen to these three. Listen to me. I'm gonna come in with it off the bat. I got the big screen. Let me run it real quick."
You can also, play off the topic on the sideways, man, and tell people why they don't need resolutions.
Absolutely.
And why you going to be you 100% every year.
That's right.
Well, the biggest thing for me to make that comment about not forget about resolutions is because
hold up.
Oh yeah, you're doing too much. Yeah, hold it in for a minute.
Mac sucked you in, Jewel. Don't let him suck you in.
Yeah.
You know I'm already on go.
You got caught with that Mac.
Hey, listen though, real quick, Jewel, you peeped the situation that's going on with Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin, right?
I did see that.
That's what we weighing in. So I want to get your opinion on that. And then I got a couple questions, and then we're going to move on to the resolution since that's on the tip of y'all tongue. We're going to get to it. But yeah, give us your opinion on that, man. That whole situation, how it went down, your feelings, like, what you got on it? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, it was very, obviously it was sad to see someone just collapse that way. We already believe that, once you're involved in professional sports, there's always going to be built-in risk, health risk, physical risk, mental risk, all of those kinds of things. And so they try to wrangle players and wrangle athletes with money and contracts and endorsements to put their bodies through a lot of trauma, drama, and strain. And so we don't know what this young man's previous issues were, whether he had preconceived health concerns, whether his training was or was not up to par. Like, we don't know what led to him having this moment, but we know it could have just been a fluke. We know it could have just been the right hit at the right time in the right spot to cause a palpitation that will make you fall out and to have you, in a very negative way health-wise. But then it could have also been, and we don't know this yet, it could have also been other preliminary situations that came into the picture that it stacked up to the point where this was the outcome or the result at that moment when he got hit. So I'm just shouting out the fact that he was able to, get pulled to the side to be treated, and everybody was willing to put a pause on the game because they respected his life and his health, as opposed to this dude I was talking to the other day who was like, well, when they have sports, they just play in his honor. They could have kept going. They ain't got to postpone the game because that's about to push the whole situation back. Bro, like which one is more important, ratings or life?
Well, no, this situation was a little different, man. Like we see injuries all the time. There have been plenty of cats that have been carted off, the field, got in the back of the ambulance and hauled out of that thing, in some very dire situations before. But I don't think we've ever seen somebody, resuscitated, defibrillated on the sidelines. At the point where you saw the Buffalo Bill players kind of all around, actually both teams, but the Buffalo Bill players kind of facing out. That was because they were physically saving that young man's life at that moment. They were trying to shade, the whole rest of the world and his family for having to see that on TV or Instagram. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
And that's a trauma in itself to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I will say this, man. So I think earlier I heard y'all said nobody has died on the football field.
Oh, no, I haven't said that.
In the NFL.
Yeah, like since the 70s.
No, I said I had never seen anyone a situation as dire as this on TV. That's what I was saying. I know the people died or whatever, but I have never seen one that big.
So I will put you on with the Detroit Lions. The wide receiver Chuck Hughes playing with them died on the field, and we witnessed that on live TV.
What year was that?
Obviously, I wasn't born then.
What season was that?
1971.
Yeah.
So y'all wasn't that in.
It's been a while, right? It's been a while, and they've done so much. The NFL has done so much to make sure that these organizations do have the proper medical staff, that these stadiums have the medical, the local medical staffs on the sideline ready to go in case these things happen. So definitely, man, the NFL catches a lot of flack about being such a big business in a lot of different areas, and I think this is one of those areas where being such a big entity actually saved somebody's life. Like it might have been a different result had this been, a high school or college team.
You're right,
man. We're talking about a dude that is 24 years old, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Suffering cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got to be resuscitated on the field, and then when he get to the hospital, he got to get resuscitated again.
Mm-hmm.
Just to save this dude life, man. It's crazy.
Had to put him in a medical coma, man. That is crazy. Hey, let me take a comment real quick, man. We have been ignoring everybody. Appreciate you guys that are rocking with us on Facebook Live through the Roundtable Music Facebook group. Appreciate you guys that are rocking with us on the YouTube, Where It Begins magazine. Big stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks on the YouTube front. So look out for an announcement on that. And appreciate you guys that may be rocking with us on the replay on IModelBooth TV on Roku and Fire TV. But let me take a comment real quick, man. Doris on the check-in. Hey, Mom. She said it's very hard for me to watch because a young man that was like a son to me just passed from cardiac arrest, stood up and fell back. Life support followed, and now he's being funeralized on Saturday, 38 years old. Yeah, man. Crazy, man. Crazy. R.I.P. Brandon, man.
R.I.P. Brandon, bro.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
man.
For real.
Good folk.
Yeah, the world lost, one of the good ones, man. But yeah, she's right though. She brings up a point, man. People are, and I think one of you guys said that a minute ago, or a couple of you guys kind of echoed it. People can be traumatized by something like that. Not just the family. I can't imagine being the family to be there, right? To watch it, because we done seen the hit 12 million times if you turned on ESPN or turned on your local internet feed. But other people are traumatized because of how that can carry over their lives. And it does raise some of the questions, man. How safe is football, right? as of a few years ago, it wouldn't even have been a question, right? It's just a given. I played football. My son gonna play football. His son gonna play football.
Mine's played football.
Yeah, yeah. And then by then, everybody be playing football. But it raised the question, man, because you do see kids getting hurt. It seems like more and more it's getting competitive. And I
Yes.
think that's the thing with the NFL. Like I think we're starting to see more of this stuff because the athletes are getting bigger and faster. The collisions have to be getting harder by
Yep.
that math.
Yes.
And they're getting bigger, faster, stronger in high school and middle school and everywhere else as well. College, those are all, a million cats that could have went pro. You get what I'm saying?
You
So,
see the Georgia boys? Them Georgia boys look like grown men. I mean, not saying that they aren't, but some of those boys are pretty big to be college athletes. So
it is.
what you're saying, like their systems, they are building, they're manufacturing
Tanks.
superheroes.
Yeah.
They're
Listen,
manufacturing tanks. I already understand what you're saying.
Yeah, they're superheroes,
We're only a few years away from Tua being in Alabama, breaking my dog's heart by coming in the game, right? And then being heralded and brought into the league with the Miami Dolphins. And now, after a series of concussions in a very short time span, they're having discussions on whether or not this guy can play long term, right? So we're definitely, we've definitely stepped up the medical care and the awareness to hopefully stop some of this stuff lifelong, the CTE and some of those things. But it's definitely calling out the fact that it is, it's becoming a more dangerous game. If the cars get faster, the rate's gonna get worse. That's just kind of how it works.
But
I got a story for y'all because
but
it's related.
I was just gonna say this.
Let's see it.
As long as money.
Hold on, real quick. Go ahead with your statement.
But I was just gonna say, as long as there's an opportunity for my sons to go off and make millions of dollars for just a couple of years with those risks, people are still going to do it. So it doesn't matter how bad it's going to be. There's somebody who's willing to take that risk. I mean, look at Tom Brady. He's still doing it. And I mean,
yeah, but Tom Brady don't get touched. What up, CC? We see you on the screen. I don't know if you in mic range right now. What up?
Hey y'all.
Hey. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to y'all too. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Hey, real quick, man, you still going big screen? Talk to the people.
Hey everybody. I'm on the moving groove. I'm sorry. But Happy New Year to everybody. Glad to be back. And can't wait to hear what everybody's talking about.
They call her short and sweet CC. Appreciate that, CC. Yeah, man, just this Damar Hamlin thing, football is kind of getting crazy. It's a freak accident, right? We've seen a million collisions, and the first time we've ever seen this. I just hope and pray that we don't see anything like this anytime soon on any level, right? But we do know that the risk is, I don't know if it's getting greater, but it's definitely getting more emphasized kind of going forward. So I'll be interested to see how that translates to the lower levels of some of the kids coming up and playing, because it's a lot of crazy examples of people getting hurt this year, man. So many ACLs was being snapped. It was hamstring season in college and NFL this year, man. I don't know what it is, but again, trying to run faster is going to do that to your body at a certain point if you ain't got the proper preparation. So I'll be interested to see going forward, but yeah, definitely, man. Shouts out to the medical staff, to the NFL, to everybody who did the right thing to make sure that Mr. Hamlin can one day, hopefully, make a full recovery and come back and be with his family. That's the most important thing before he, picks up some cleats real quick.
Perfect segue into my story. So my son, Amir, wants to be a football player. He's been playing since he was in middle school. And of course, parents know the risks. They put their kids in sports. They hope that one day they'll be conditioned to be professional athletes or maybe go to a D1 school, get a scholarship, build their career in sports, etc. Right?
Mhm.
So my son was one of those kind of kids that was conditioned for that. They called him Baby Ray Lewis. He was a real hard hitter. He was out there. He was really aggressive, but he still was able to make highlights. And he was effective to a certain degree. And I think once he got to a point where he was a little bit older, maybe his zeal for the game may have started to shift. But in the midst of teenager, high school, you start seeing how it's really a business. You start
Mhm.
seeing how players get traded and athletes get you recruited in to take over for some other kids that been doing their job the whole time. And so now he feels the pressure of having to build his stats and build his highlight reel because some new people came in and took his shine or took his spot or gave him a challenge that he probably wasn't expecting to come in the middle of him building his season. So
Mhm.
fast forward, he decides to go to a sports prep program in Florida. The sports prep program was supposed to do one thing, specifically condition them for the position that they wanted and give them options to expand their stats. So now they can be more visible to recruiters and other schools and possibly get scholarships. That's what he wanted to do because he had a hiccup in his junior and senior year that caused him to have to use the sports prep program to do all of that. So it was already a janky program to begin with. Now we're talking about money exchanges. We're talking about contracts. We're talking about
Yeah.
getting paid, et cetera, et cetera. So they bleeding the parents dry to pay for our kids to go to the sports prep program. And the facility is not even up to par, which you don't know that initially. You find that out over time. They go to a
Mhm.
scrimmage game in South Carolina. You feel what I'm saying? Now we're thinking we're paying monthly for all amenities, all insurances, all coverages, all the different things that need to go into these kids being protected and handled appropriately for us taking your word that you're going to keep them in your care. He gets hit in the third quarter in his leg. And just
Mm.
like you said, Theo, snap, pop, ACLs, tendons, whatever these ligaments and tendons are called in the knee, his
Mhm.
was toe down from the flow down. He
Yeah.
was out for the rest of the game.
MCL, ACLs.
Yeah, all those
PCL.
different things
Yeah.
were like in the whatever it was in the knee. It's escaping me right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was once he
Yeah.
got hit and he, got his knee busted, there was no sideline help.
Yeah.
There was no paramedics on the sideline. There were no local authorities on the sideline. They barely had authority or at least credence to set aside Tylenol, ibuprofen, some sort of painkillers, a pack of ice, cough syrup, something for these
Mhm.
kids just in case they get hurt. So let's say it was something even worse, like a concussion, like a cardiac arrest, like anything else, like that could have been way more detrimental than you just popping ligaments in your knee. My baby would have just been out there dead as a doornail.
Yeah.
They still didn't take him to urgent care. There was no one to take him to some sort of emergency care. So he's on the sideline, hurt, just sitting there waiting for the rest of the game to be over.
Yeah.
Then they leave South Carolina to go back to Florida. They still ain't get this man no painkillers. They still ain't bothered to stop to the side to get his ass no ice or nothing. So he drove the whole way from South Carolina to Florida in pain. It took them 2.5 days once they got to Florida to even take him to the urgent care when they got to Florida.
Mm.
You think about how pissed I was about that. You think about how much I was ready to hop in the car and chop some heads behind that. So to your point, think about how much more privilege, how much more opportunity, how much more resource there are that's available for somebody like Damar, who's on the sidelines with these types of situations where he can immediately be assessed and cared for and resuscitated and attended to. When you got
Mhm.
kids out here that can't even make it to that level, they can't even get to the point where they can make it to the NBA or the NFL or any of these other professional leagues before they get hurt and knocked out the game just as teenagers.
Yeah. Most schools are not going to have the budget to have doctors on the
I'm not
sideline.
even trying to hear that, Theo, and I'm gonna
That's
tell you why. Because our
no. What I
high
was gonna say
school
is
had that, but this was something totally separate. And I would hate to believe that you took our money and you don't even have an emergency fund for medical care after
I
you
get
made us pay.
no, I get what you're saying. What I was going to say, Jewel,
Sorry.
was that most schools don't have the money nor the bandwidth to hire doctors. That usually comes from whatever structure that they're in, right? If you're part of the county school system, that county or city has those type of resources for regular schools. But when you're talking about these sports prep academies, they're typically traveling because they're not in a specific league in a lot of cases, right? They're not under the umbrella. No school is just going to travel from Florida up to South Carolina to play. Those are travel teams, and you do see a lot of those sports prep academies that are scamming people and unfortunately doing a lot of the things that you're saying. And if you guys are not familiar with it, Google Bishop Sycamore. That was the fake high school that I think actually made ESPN 30 for 30 at one point. And then it came that there was a scam. They had grown dudes on the team. There was no school really set up for it. They weren't attending any classes. Parents were just dropping their kids off. And their kids were just going along for the ride under the same things that Jewel is talking about, trying to get stats up, trying to get to the next level, doing whatever they got to do. In a lot of cases, those students weren't even telling their parents. Their parents then find out until the whole thing fell apart because they
Mhm.
continually had a full roster going with Bishop Sycamore. So, yeah, man, you got to be careful. I know it's hard to figure out where to put them, but yeah, everything that glitters ain't always gold, and unfortunately, it's a lot of people that'll just take your money and do whatever to your kids. So, I hope his knee is better at this point. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's
he
crazy.
had to have surgery. We had to make sure we pulled him out of the program. He didn't
Hmm.
finish the rest of the term, and they wouldn't even give us our money back. I had to take him to court. So it was a whole situation, but yes, he was able to come home, have his surgery. He's healed. But then now the pandemic happened. So now you don't even have sports to go back to
Yep.
once you do heal because now the pandemic has shut down all public and group activities, sports, etc. So it was basically a wrap at that. So if there was any additional desire in my son's mind to continue with sports beyond just college, that's kind of interrupted in a major way now. So he done totally
Yeah.
shift gears to something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that, but
No.
I'm glad he's okay. I'm
Yeah,
glad he's
and
okay.
Yeah.
it's a lot of stories like that out there, and it's very, very, very unfortunate. But let's change it to something a little bit lighthearted, man. Y'all got me sad over here. I'm trying to smile all year.
Well,
So
I'm here to bring some happiness.
bring us some joy, Shay. Bring us some joy.
Okay, so my girl Jewel came in here trying to steal my thunder, but that's okay because I'm back. Um,
She
not
ain't know.
me,
She ain't
not
know.
me. No, but you know what? It was a good point that you made, and I'm going to come back to you on this. So,
Okay.
when I was asked about what I wanted to talk about tonight, I wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions. So let me just give you a little spiel. So we know every year millions and millions of people make New Year's resolutions. Some people
Mhm.
joke about it, but it's something that people do. There are 10 top ones that I just wanted to share. And as I go through these, just think, have you ever said that this was something that you were going to do? Because I think I've done all of them or said I was going to do all of them. So number one, exercise more.
Mhm.
Number two, lose weight. Number
Mhm.
three, get organized. I'm pretty organized.
Mhm.
Number four, learn a new skill or hobby. Number five, live life to the fullest, which we should be doing anyway, but I digress. Six, save more money, spend less money. Okay. Seven, quit smoking. And if you're out there smoking, you might want to think about that. Number eight, spend more time with your family and friends. Number nine, travel more. And last but not least, read more. Now, there are several studies that are saying that 46% of the people who make these New Year's resolutions are successful. So that
40.
just 46 that are successful.
Okay.
So that leaves over half that really kind of crap out. And if you were into working out, January 1, 2 to 30 of the month, the gyms are packed. Come around February, not so much. Come around March, not so much. So my question to you guys is, have you ever made a New Year's resolution and were you able to keep up with it? For myself, I stopped doing that a long time ago because I felt like I was setting myself up for failure. Kind of similar to what Jewel was saying. But this year I have a different mindset. I kind of feel like maybe it is just a reset. You know, you can wake up every day and do something new, but it's that one time that you can say, you know what, maybe now I can just start over. New year, new me, whatever. So if that's your thing, fine. If not, like Jules said, live each day like it's the full, to its fullest every day. Execute a plan, find a plan, and if you see that you're going off the rails, then try and pick it up a little bit later. But what are your New Year's resolutions, and do you think that they are useful? What say you?
You talking
Go
to me
ahead.
first?
Go ahead, Mac. Let Mac hop in on this.
Yeah, go ahead, Mac.
I want to hear Mac and CC's version. Y'all the interesting ones. I think Jewel gonna be in left field.
Listen,
Why
man.
you gotta do me like that, Theo?
Because you already hated on the resolutions. We'll get you up in a minute.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. It go a little something like this with me, right? So I feel like going into each year, I want to be a better me, right? And it's not that I'm a bad person, but my light ain't shining as bright as it could be. So it's always some certain things that you can clean up, right? To make that thing shine brighter. So is that always easy? No. Is it going to be some trials and tribulations? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to take a lot of due diligence to find that path? Yes. It will, but at the end of that tunnel, I'm gonna come out on top, and the world will see the best Mac.
Okay, so your New Year's resolution is just to be a better you. So you want to outdo 2022, 2023, your year. Every year is re-up. It's let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay, cool.
Every single year, let's be a better me. Every year.
Okay.
I feel it. CC, where you at on it, man? When the clock struck 12, what you start thinking about? What CC?
I think mine is more goals than resolution. Like for me, I'm like Matt. I try to be better than I was last year, and I always compare myself from that last year. Like, for example, if I was in an apartment, I'd be like, okay, what did I do from here to there? My growth, and I compare it each year. But this year, I would say more of my goal is to work out 30 minutes a day. And I'm not the person to go to the gym or anything like that, but I think the goal for me is because I saw my dad work out every day, and he does 5 miles, like 3 to 5 miles a day. And I'm like, if this older man can do it, I can do it. So I'm putting it into my schedule instead of saying, "Oh, new me, I'm gonna work out." I don't never do that because I'm one of the people that I'll get up and move around, so I'll start slow. But I made more goals for myself. Like, so for my goals for the year is to work out 30 minutes a day. I got 2 accountable partners for that. I started back doing my women's group where we meet up every month, which I do good at that anyway. And started back up the book club, and I just made goals for my business and goals for the platform and things like that. So I did more of a goals than making I'm going to make this resolution and blah, 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 blah. So mine's always go by quarterly goals.
And you know what, CC? There are experts who say that is a way to look at it. Finding your accountability partners or partnering with someone else who has similar goals or similar ideals of what they want to do. So I think that will help you on your path and that. So that's good for you. Go girl. look, keep moving. And I think that that's good if that works for you. But I do think that that is it. I like the goals. I think that those are more attainable. And not putting that pressure on yourself of saying, I am going to lose 40 pounds this year. Hey, it may just be 4, but I'll be 4 less. So good for you.
Hashtag girl power.
I don't want to lose weight. I just want to tone it up. You know, I want to be able to say, hey, when I walk the mountain, I don't be tired in the first 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
I want to look 6 pounds. I want to look sick. I want to look ill. And so that's on me. That's another conversation. That's between me and my God. But
listen, we already had the pageant. We already had the pageant conversation, man. We didn't have that pageant.
I will work with my therapist, but I said what I said. When y'all see me out here looking sunk in, I'm fine. I'm good.
Go for it. No more I'm gonna be toning up. But see, my goal is like for me, I'm passionate about books. So last year, my goal was 50 books a year. I did probably maybe 60, 75 or books last year. So now my goal went from 50 to 60 books. But even though I did 75 last year, my goal was only 50 books. So on Goodreads, my goal is at least 60 books. But I know I could do it because my goal is every night before I go to bed, I read 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day by Wednesday, Thursday, I'm done with a book. So that's 1 book a week anyway. And I'm only taking 30 minutes to read before I go to bed. So, if I get, not doing nothing, hey, it might lead up to an hour. And then by an hour, that's an hour, 100 pages is maybe be an hour for me. So if the book is 300 pages, which usually for me, that's 3 nights right there. And I already done read a book for the week. So my goal is 60 books instead of 50 this year.
That's on my goal. Yes, I need to read.
Every dinner time.
I need to read more. Yeah.
All right, Jewel, the big bad wolf of resolutions. Talk to us, Jewel. When the clock,
you got it misconstrued, sir.
Misconstrued. And the clock struck 12, and then everybody was toasting and cheering and saying, "I ain't gonna be fat no more. I'm gonna get better." You said what?
I said, I'm cheering you guys on with whatever goals and aspirations and adjustments that you see as necessary for yourself and for your life, for your future. My comment really has more to do with why are we waiting until January the 1st to make adjustments and changes to things that we've probably been battling with the entire year. So a resolution is not the problem. It's the ritual of waiting until the stroke of midnight before January 1st gets here to decide to make changes when you knew those changes needed to be made probably prior to that moment. So instead, if you already have your list of goals, you have your aspirations, you have things that you're looking forward to changing or adding in or attaining, for yourself, for your family, for your business, etc., then you don't need January 1st to do that. You could do that when you tired of being tired. You can do that tomorrow if you decide. You don't have to wait until January 1st to quit smoking or to exercise or to get an accountability partner or to start a budget or to get certain things accomplished, to buy a house. All of those different things don't require you to wait to January 1st in every case. Not in every case.
Right.
So for me, it was really just don't wait to implement something that you want to acquire or attain or adjust about your life or about yourself. You should just always start with now as much as you can.
I agree with that. I just think that it's an opportunity. Sorry, Mac. I just think it's an opportunity where everybody can be on the same page and just say, you know what? On this day,
hold on, be still. We coming to you.
Let's all hold hands and agree that we're going to try at least one thing that we're going to try to do, not so many, because of course, like smoking is a big deal. And someone may have been saying throughout the year, like you said, I really need to stop, but it kind of gives people, it's more of a mental thing. Like it's a restart, it's a rebirth. So I do agree that you should be vigilant in making your life better. But sometimes some people just need an occasion, like your birthday. You should celebrate your life every day that you wake up. because we should be thankful that we're here now. But when my birthday comes, I'm going to turn up. So I kind of see it as that, but I understand your point too.
Yeah, I believe it's that for a lot of people too. So there's no shame in it at all.
Yeah, a lot of people start at a certain date to train for the peace tree, right? You know, they start to get their mind, their body right to get it right by a certain date. So sometimes markers work for people. But real quick, man, I see somebody. I don't know if you're in the parking lot or drive-through. I don't know what you got going on. But what up, B Still? I don't know if he hears. We talking to him. He in slow motion over there. What are you doing?
Come off mute, bro.
Be still is still. Be still. Move.
What's that?
There you go, B
I'm
Still.
being still. The dog everybody coming in like a robot, man.
Gotcha. All right. Might be.
Everybody sounding like a robot.
Might be the area
Now
you in, brother. But hey, real quick, if you can be still, customary, man. We put in.
Can y'all hear me clearly?
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we hear you, man.
I mean,
you might be a little bit too loud, bro.
Because I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, calm down. We got you. We hear you.
What city you in right now, be still?
Ackworth.
Okay. The man is all over the place. Hey, check it out. I'm gonna throw you big screen, man. Take a couple seconds and shout yourself out.
Hey, man, how y'all doing, man? I'm B Still. Entrepreneur, businessman. Y'all. We make something happen. Y'all want to talk about these New Year resolutions? This is how I go about these resolutions. I don't make resolutions because, in my opinion, every day, today is always today. No matter what it is you want to do, no matter what it is you attempting to do, or you are making plans to do, today is always the day. And if you don't get started today, ain't no sense in worrying about tomorrow. Because tomorrow's not promised and yesterday is gone. So all you have is today. Every day, all you have is today. So today is always the day to make whatever changes you want to make in your life. Today is always that day, no matter what. That's my opinion. Okay. I don't make resolutions. I just live for today and just try to make every day better than it was yesterday.
Y'all bashed Jewel when Jewel got up on here because she said she didn't make any resolutions, and then all of y'all sat up here and said y'all ain't had no resolutions. I heard Shade say new me. I heard Matt.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
No, listen.
No. I
heard Shade say new me. I heard Mac say better me. I heard CC say gold me. Jewel say adjust me, and B Still say today me. So either way, y'all are focusing in on yourself, which is the whole point of those resolutions. So I like it that you guys are breaking it down in a different perspective, but people would pretty much put a lot of those in the category of resolutions. So we all fall victim to it.
Okay, and what you're right. What did you say?
Okay,
what did you say? Just me?
Here's what I'm gonna say. First of all, I don't start my resolutions until February 15th. I give everybody else time to fizzle out before I even pretend like I'm gonna get involved in that. You're not gonna get me in the gym. You're not gonna get me in the gym in January. That ain't gonna happen.
February 15th.
Listen,
I tell you what though. Like, I was just telling somebody today. I was just telling somebody today, man, that like New Year's for me starts in July. Because I was born July 27th. So my New Year starts 365 days after the day I was born. Every year. Every 365 days repetitively. That's my New Year. My New Year doesn't start in January. Because I wasn't born in January. I was born in July.
Say something to him, player.
That's me though.
So listen.
And if y'all don't know, that's part of DUG Entertainment right there.
It is. But no. So I definitely feel the goal approach, man. I come into the year setting goals for myself personally, setting goals for myself business wise, setting goals for myself for some skills that I want to sharpen up on. But as far as before I really get to, because it's not about the resolutions, right? The intent is always great. It's about the tenacity behind it and the accountability behind it. So that's why I say, not joking, I really don't until February 15th, I reassess those goals, because I started them last year, right? These are some of the same goals that I've just updated some numbers and some details for rolling into 2023. But if you would have asked me Q4, you would have probably got the same list plus a couple little things that I might have checked off of it. So we're definitely all on the same. We're human. We're gonna make resolutions of what we want to be better. We want to be super people every time the calendar rolls over, because everybody around us want to be super people. So you want to be, you want to be just like them. My neighbor can't get diesel, and I don't get diesel, but the summer's a long way away. So we'll figure out what we look like when we get there.
60 pounds, funky and fit.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't
suck it in.
Don't do it. Hey.
She want to be like this.
Right.
I'll be like, oh, she going through. No, honey. No,
Oh,
honey.
fish mouth. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't
Wait
do
for
it.
it.
Don't
Wait for
do
it.
it.
You got this, Shay.
Hey,
Girl,
but
you gonna look good.
let's
Go
check
ahead.
in
It's
with
gonna
the
look
crowd.
good on you.
Let's check in with the crowd real quick, man. A couple comments. Facebook user said, "Mine the same every year. I don't want to be fat no more." I think that was during the time Shade was talking hers. Hold on, let me mute.
Wasn't that a song at one point? I don't want to be fat no more.
No, but it can be. I might.
Yeah.
drop a
Oh,
new hit
yeah.
this week.
That might be
Drop
a
new
dope
hit
track.
this week. Yes, it's coming for you, and I need a verse on it. I need a hot 16.
I got you. I got you. Hot 6.
That is.
Yeah.
Mac, take us into our last topic for the evening, man.
So what we gonna do for the last topic tonight? Again, so we just got through with all the New Year's resolution.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see what we want to take our next step at, what we could be better at. But what would you tell your younger self to be better today? What advice would you give that person? That's what we want to talk about.
So what type of situation we talking about, right? Do I get to just, pull my younger self to the side, or we talking about like it's some Back to the Future stuff where I got to go back and change some stuff in the past, and while I'm there, I need to holler at them? Like what we talking about, Matt?
So the past you can't change, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can give advice as opposed to, when they rise into the top.
Gotcha. But
that's what we're looking at.
Your reality is still going to be the same. You're giving us the Marvel rules of time travel for this one.
Yeah, I am some Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Some
That's
I'm giving that
man.
to you.
That's interesting. What y'all weigh in on this, man? What you going back in the past? You talking to your former self? What age you going to talk to yourself? Like what age you gonna pop up on yourself on? And what you saying? I want to know.
For me, I'll go back to probably high school, about 15. I would tell my younger self to travel more, definitely invest more, save more, do those kind of things that wasn't taught to me before I graduated. And, I would wait to have kids and not had them so early. I definitely would have went to school for what I'm really passionate about, because I went to school and got degrees, and I'm not doing nothing with those degrees. And I think a lot of people does that. They go to school for one thing, get in debt, and go through all that student loans and all that other stuff, and then you don't even get a job in that field. Yeah. So I would have educated myself more, and tell myself just to pay attention, as far as that part. Educate myself more mentally. So
that's a great answer. I like that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. And that was, you said 18?
She said 15.
I'm still in high school, because then 15. I would have knew what to do as soon as I got out of school. I would have knew everything I needed to do.
Yeah, I don't think she was. What, you was in 8th grade and you was 19? What'd you say?
I said high school. 15 in high school. So.
I got you.
That's for me.
All right. What about the rest of you guys? What age you going back to?
I'm probably close to what Cece said. I would probably do like 15 or 16, but as far as age, but I would tell myself a couple of different things. One being take your finances more seriously and do more reading and research about saving and wealth, because we know and we agree that as we turn 30 and 40 years old, or however old people are now, they're starting to bits and pieces see information about how to secure their financial future, how to gain assets, how to use money to your advantage, and all those kinds of things. I would have been willing to be more paying attention to more of those kinds of advice and more of those kinds of steps, so I could have had a certain level of success financially, different than where I'm at now. It wouldn't have took me all the way to now to do some of the things that I'm into. I probably would have been more serious about taking it as a true step towards my financial future. By the time I turned 21, then I would have been like, yeah, I'm about to get this type of account. I'm about to invest in this. I'm about to find a way to use money for this, that, and the third. I would have did that. And then the second thing, I probably would have told myself, fight more. Yeah, fight more. Like, don't let people punk me. Don't let people talk about me. Don't let people treat me like, second class. Like, get in their chin a little bit more.
Would
Yeah.
you listen?
Okay. Say that again.
I let a lot of stuff slide as a kid, and I wasn't very confrontational. And I feel like if I was a little bit more confrontational, that would have readjusted the way I saw myself in certain ways once I got older. And it just would have sped up some things for me, and I would have made different decisions as a result of seeing myself different from that stage to, let's say, by the time I turned 21.
Gotcha.
I definitely feel you, Ju. But be still, were you just over there asleep, brother?
He pushed that seat back real quick. Hold on, be still. There you go. You off mute.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
what was you doing right here, man? Come on.
I don't know what happened, man. My whole phone just blacked out. Everything.
Yeah.
I got disconnected and everything.
You good? Hey, be still. Yeah.
I'm
Answer the
back now.
question. You up. What age you going back to talk to yourself, and what you saying to yourself?
What would I tell myself?
Yep. What age?
I was just sitting here thinking, man, I'm trying to figure out what age would I go back to talk to. Like, I think I would go back to about 15, man. Okay. It'll have to be 15, because that's when I made the decision. That's when I made the decision to go to Job Corps, to quit school and go to Job Corps. So I think I would still go to Job Corps. Okay. I think I would still keep that same mindset and still go to Job Corps. But I think that once I got there, I would tell myself to watch the decisions I make, and to just, because I made a lot of crazy decisions. I did a lot of crazy stuff, man, that it wasn't necessary for me to do. Yeah. And then I talk to my 18-year-old self and just tell him to just, man, my 17, 18-year-old self, and just tell him, man, think with your head and not your heart. Yeah. That would be the biggest lesson I could tell myself.
Yeah.
Think with your head and not your heart.
Right. I seen some of it, bro. So yeah.
I know it. Yeah. And if both of them don't sync, if they're not in sync, then you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to, because if your head and your heart ain't in sync, something ain't right, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be in sync.
Good point.
Yeah, but you done maxed out your frequent time traveler rewards there, be still. I don't think you're gonna get both them trips in, brother. So good luck, whichever one that you end up in, sir. Because it sounds like sound advice either way. But Mac Shade, tap in with me on this.
Okay. So I'm gonna leave Teenage April alone, because Teenage April had to go through all that. All that was necessary. She needed all that. I'm going back to about 25.
Froze up again.
And I'm gonna say, overarching, pride will kill you and you'll still be dead. Two things with that. Number one, you don't have to always be right and prove yourself to everyone. And that's just something that I struggled with, and still I think today, trying to be right, trying to prove your point. That's not always important. Because half of the time the people that you're trying to prove your point to don't really care. So you have to just be mindful of the energy that you're putting into things, and just think about that. And I think also it's okay not to be okay. Being vulnerable and understanding that that's just a part of life. And like I said, I struggle with that still today. But I think if I would have started younger and not being so prideful and feeling like I had to be the strong one, and, I think that would have helped. And so I just want to segue back into what we were talking about earlier with New Year's resolutions. Even though I didn't really make one, I was kind of joking, new year, new me. I think from a mental standpoint, with the things that I've been through, because everybody I recently was caring for my father and he has passed. I think that we have to take some time to understand that there are times we're going to be sad. There's going to be times that we're not going to be 100%, and that's okay. And so that's what I would tell my younger self. And I'm still telling myself today, it's okay not to be okay. And if anyone is watching this and that is you, not trying to put a damper on it, just being real, put your pride aside and accept that. Get the therapy, get the help, and lean on your friends and your family to get you through it. So that's something I would tell myself then and today.
Good one.
Okay. Good stuff. Did you go, Matt?
No, I did.
Go ahead. Where you going? What age and what you saying?
Listen, man. I don't know where to start, right? Let's go to everybody going with 15. Let me go to like 18, right? All right, let me start there. And then I'm going to do a whole poem to myself. I'm going to tell myself what he needs to know at this point, right? Okay. So we're going to start like this. Dear younger self, make smarter decisions. If that's not her hair, if that's not her eyelashes, if that's not her face, if that's not her breasts, her stomach, her booty, her ankles, walk away, bruh. There's so many people that would pretend to be somebody else because ultimately they want something from you in the end. So you always stay on your toes, keep your head on the swivel, weed the snakes out the grass, but at the same time, when you make a genuine connection with somebody, open up your heart and don't be afraid to let them in, because that's a connection that you can have for a lifetime.
Okay, but you need to open yourself up just as long as she ain't got fake nails and fake hair like me, right? Because I'm just trying to make sure.
No.
I'm trying to make sure. I'm just playing.
No, it ain't that.
I'm just playing.
The offense is real. The offense is real.
I gotta put some type of comedy in my stuff.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Nah, man.
So you took my idea. I'm gonna give you guys my poem to myself in a second. Who is it on though? Did we get you in, Jewel?
Yeah.
We did.
She does. Everybody, it's on you.
It's on you.
So here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going back to myself when I'm like 10. We going 10, right?
Okay, flag on the play. Wait.
Nope. Listen, hear me out. So what I'm going to do is, listen, sometimes you don't get the rewards if you're not willing to take the big risk. So I am willing to slightly traumatize myself by going back in the past and grabbing 10-year-old me and going straight to the tattoo shop. When we hit the tattoo shop, I'm getting Amazon and Microsoft and the NASDAQ stock ticker tattooed on a foot.
That boy going straight to the bank. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
where you at.
So
Yeah.
whatever we working with back in that day, folks, every
Yeah.
birthday, the speech that I'm having with them is like, ask for cash. Ask for cash. Whenever they ask you, do you want toys? Tell them that's noise and ask for cash. That's all I'm saying, Shawty. Because if you would have did that back then, when these companies went public, all these other things that we talking about, hopefully would be irrelevant if you are a decent character person, because the money financial situation would be no worry at this day and time. So I think that's the best thing I could do for myself, because all the things that I did wrong, they made me who I am, and I'm okay with them. And I live with them, and I made some adjustments, with each time, to keep moving forward. And it's definitely been progress, but to give myself a little bit of a head start into the entrepreneurism, that influx of cash could have been something great for myself and the family if I could go back in time. That's what I'm doing with it.
Yep, that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody else was talking about I just want to be rich. So I would have went back and told myself that like, what?
Ask for
You know
cash.
what? Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's your time.
Not even rich, just more financially aware, so we can make the decisions that white people make to get themselves in, comfortable living situations. We weren't taught or spoke about a lot of these topics. We weren't let in on these types of conversations back in the 80s and early 90s. So had we had those pieces of information and had we had those talks, we would have made different decisions going forward. So we would be able to have a secure financial future for ourselves and for our kids.
No,
absolutely, man. And that's why hindsight is 2020.
It is.
If you go back and look at Back to the Future, when Biff went back and gave himself the sports almanac.
Yes, sports almanac.
That's the first thing I thought about when you put this question out. Listen, if you invested, or your family would have invested $5,000 when Microsoft went public, you would have had 10,592,000 plus type of things as of a couple years ago. That's from an article from 2019. And a lot of people with money made money during the pandemic, despite what you heard or saw in your local neighborhoods, just not in a lot of the places that we might hang out, right? So yeah, I think definitely that type of wealth put my family in a better position. So not only me, it ain't selfish. I just have to take myself hostage.
Sound kind of selfish.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Listen, I'm willing to make that sacrifice for y'all, man. That's all I'm saying.
Word.
I'm just gonna look. Everybody screenshot this.
Why is this thing paused? Is anybody else's screen paused, or is it just me?
It's not, and we can hear you quite clearly. Matter of fact, that brings us to the end of our first show of 2023, man. Definitely. I had a good time. But before we get out of here, man, you know what we do. We'll go around the horn and let everybody go big screen and get off. CC, you gonna lead us out on that?
Sure.
There you go. Talk to
him. Well, again, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope that 2023 be the best year ever for everyone. Y'all stay tuned in with us. We're starting back up our Wednesday music trivia night, so we need some new players so they can take the belt and go against the old ones. Y'all tune in and y'all hit us up so y'all can play. Can't wait till next Thursday to do the next topics and see what we got going on. Y'all make sure to follow me, and hope everybody have a great week. Back to you.
There it is. I think we lost Jewel in the transition somehow. She's coming back on. Let's get her back in here. There you go, Jewel. Hopefully you good. Matter of fact, go ahead and give them the final lap from you, Jewel.
Okay. I really appreciate the fact that certain things have taken place that led me to want to make changes in my life. I feel appreciative at the fact that, I met and was able to encounter some really good people in the course of my life. I have not been one of those overly stressed or overly depressed people. So I appreciate the fact that my life has been fairly pleasant. I've traveled. I've been able to share those travels and stories and positive things with other people. And as a result, they also share things with me, and they build me up the same way I build other people up. So if anybody out there sees the value in, the life that they lived and the trials and tribulations that they've been able to get through, the challenges that they've overcome, yes, it is a great thing to build and to get your skin thicker and to put your vision more sharply focused because of those trials, because of those challenges. Just keep figuring out how to improve and one up yourself as you go forward. So that's my shout out for the rest of the show.
Appreciate that. Shay, give him a lap.
All the way from the heart of Georgia, I'm back. It's good to be back. I'm so happy to have this conversation and have some new perspectives. It was good meeting the new people. Be still, don't be still, stay on the move. But I just want to say to everyone, if you have a New Year's resolution, best of luck to you. Whether you're starting it January 1 or like Theo, February the 28th, I don't know what he's doing. That's your business. You just go do your thing and stay with it and get you an accountability partner like Cece, and best of luck with that. And if you have things that you wanted to do differently, everybody's life has been different. Like we talked about the advice that we would give somebody, but you still, like I said today, you can still give advice to yourself and speak positivity into yourself. This is going to be a great year. I hope that everybody is healing like I am, and you will continue to watch our journey as we continue to promote this platform. So also, we will see you hopefully next Wednesday. We, of course, need new people to come and try and beat myself and Mac in trivia. So I'm looking forward to that. Hit me up or anybody that you saw on here, because we are ready to battle you guys for music trivia. Much love.
Matt. Oh, you ran a little too fast, man. Run that circle.
Listen, man. They already know what it do, man. Your boy MAC had a blast again, man. It's always good about talking about topics that we need to talk about. And I mean, it was kind of light today, right? But it's still things that we need to think about and try to encourage in your everyday life, man, especially going into the new year. So I'm glad we got a chance to get that off our chest. And you already know, man, you know where to find me. I'm gonna be right here.
There it is. Appreciate you, each one of you guys, for sitting in those seats, man. It's definitely something special to just be able to come on here and do what we do each and every Thursday at 8:00. As far as me, man, listen, let's go through it, right? So resolutions, everybody's gonna make them. So whether you're trying to exercise more, lose weight, get organized, learn a new skill, live life to the fullest, save money, stop smoking, spend more family time, travel the world, or read more, I think the whole emphasis is just making yourself a better person, man. So whatever you got to do, listen to those motivations. We talked about going back in the past and talking to your former self, right? Doing things differently. But a lot of times, to be honest with you, we have a chance to do something differently in our day to day. We know that there's a voice that's inside of us, that's a conscious, that's guiding us to do the right thing. So sometimes, man, if you just lean into that, you are talking to your former self, because you're going to be a whole different person when you make smarter decisions coming out of it. And one more time, man, prayers up for Damar Hamlin and his entire family, extended family, football, the whole world kind of held his breath and still, in a lot of regards, holding his breath. So prayers and well wishes and Godspeed to Damar Hamlin. Catch us next Thursday, man. We'll be here once again for the IModelBooth Podcast. Catch us on Wednesdays, as CC and Shea Queen shouted out, man, where we're going to bring you guys definitely another episode of the Trivia Night Show, man. So we are looking for contestants. We are looking for artists to when we start back up on our music reviews on Sundays. And then we're always looking for good people to join the Roundtable Music Facebook group family, man. So tap in with us. A lot of dope stuff is going to be happening, man. But I'm not going to talk about it too much, man. Y'all will see. Until we talk to you again, man, this is your boy Theo, Mr. IModelBooth. Be blessed. Be safe, man. Check on your people.